Hi, welcome back to Food Travel Shopping Channel, and you're watching another episode of Restaurant Remake. And today I am gonna teach you how to make this easy recipe, and it is the Chinese takeout spare ribs. Don't you want some? You just want to bite into it. So it smells really good here, and this recipe is a very easy recipe. So this year I'm starting to also want to let you know as a viewer that what recipe is going to be easy, like this one, or intimate, or intermediate, or something that is more of an expert. So that would help you to gauge in terms of, what level you're at home, and, in terms of if you're willing to try out the recipe as well. But this is super easy. And, if you've been ordering takeout at the Chinese restaurant or your local Chinese takeout, these are kind of now cost like ranging from $9 to like $15. It get pricey. And I can tell you this whole thing right here, and I got extras. The ribs alone was around $12. And of course, then you have your, sauce and everything else. Seriously, it's gonna cost me like less than $15 to make here. And I have plenty of leftover. So let's go ahead and check out the ingredients. All right, so today I'm gonna show you how nice and easy the Chinese takeout barbecue spare ribs is gonna be. So easy to make. You need a few ingredients. When I make the spare ribs, I have here 6 pounds of the spare ribs, and you wanna make it a little bit more every time you do it. So you're gonna be, turning on your oven, might as well, for cost saving, you make a little bit more and extra in this case. Sometimes you want to buy these on sale, and when you do get a good deal, and like I did here, total of 6 pounds, and I only pay roughly $12, so very good deal. Don't forget, you do need the Shaohsing Cooking Wine, so I am showing it to you here. A lot of my viewers tend to not be too familiar with what is this, so I want to show it to you this time. And also, right here, the Lee Kum Gay Char sauce, and that's exactly what you need to put on top of the spare ribs later. All right, so we'll just put this on the side here. But we are gonna first need to marinate our spare rib first, and we need to do some preparation. Now, for the spare ribs, in the back here of the ribs, there's a film of layer that you need to remove. I did remove that. I did clean this already, and I am just going to kind of cut this into pieces. So I am gonna put it into my container for marination. So, all right, so we have a nice rack here of ribs. We're just gonna continue to cut it in this case. Don't forget to trim off any excess fat as well. That's always good. Actually, before I put it in the container, let me just put it back here, these pieces. All right. I just have to cut another piece here. All right, so we got our pieces cut out. Okay, to marinate our ribs, we need 2 cups of the Shaohsing Cooking Wine. Okay. Now, if you do a lot of cooking like myself, I actually buy a whole gallon of these stuff. So that's another option. This is actually way cheaper at the supermarket if you go for a gallon. The price has risen, so I don't want to quote on the price, but it is cheaper if you buy a gallon. All right, so in your container, we're gonna pour in the 2 cups of the Shaohsing Cooking Wine. With my sugar here, we need a 1/4 cup of sugar. So just sprinkle this in. Now the Shaohsing Cooking Wine have sodium already, so You don't want to add any more salt. Now with my measuring cup, I'm gonna actually get 2 cups of water. All right, we're gonna dilute this a little bit. Now it's actually not that hard, okay? It's a 1-to-1 ratio, and you need to be flexible here with this recipe as well, depending on how much you make, right? So to be honest, there's no written rule here for when I'm doing this, okay? I usually kind of eyeball this a little bit. Now, of course, when I make this, I actually, in the past, I don't make too many, but this time I decided to go for more. So I'm gonna layer my ribs here. Grab those big pieces in here first. All right. So the reason why I said you need to be flexible here is because depending on the shape of your ribs, all right, we need to decide how much more liquid that we need into our container here. All right, so I'm pretty close, but I do want to make sure everything kind of get marinated in this case. So what you can do is to now make fine adjustment here. Okay, so to make my fine adjustment, I'm probably gonna add another 3/4 cup of the Shaohsing Cooking Wine. And of course, it's a 1-to-1 ratio, so add 3/4 cup of water. And I really don't worry, I would not worry about the sugar, okay? 1/4 cup is actually sufficient here. And we're gonna let this marinate and sit for at least good 5 or 6 hours. The best is actually do it. All right, so after we have, okay, so now we are just going to let it marinate and sit for at least 5 to 6 hours. Usually I do this overnight, so then it's really good. And that way, next day, we can actually take this out from the fridge. So go to the fridge. Okay, so after marinated our ribs, so let's take a look at it. Very nice. Now I am going to use like about 3 tablespoons here of the same marinated liquid for the sauce. And with the char siu sauce, we are going to put in approximately, 3 to 4 tablespoons. So eyeballing is fine. You don't really need exact measurement here. I don't rely on the exact measurement when I do this. So 3 spoons here, and I'm using a big tablespoon here. And of course, each scoop was definitely more than exactly 1 tablespoon, so. And why you don't need to be precise here, because you essentially just want the sauce to really cover all the ribs. So depending on how big your ribs are, you might just need a little bit more, and you might need a little bit less. But it's okay to have a little bit more. Okay, so that's not a problem. And because the sauce looks a little thick, I am gonna add in another tablespoon of with the marinated, which is really the Shaohsing Cooking Wine. So then that really kind of liquidate the original sauce from the jar. You need to open it up. All right, just put 2 in there for now. And you can actually just make sure it's fully covered, and you can massage the rib with the char siu sauce. I want to get it nicely coverage, both front and back. The rib side as well. All right, so this is good. And I'm gonna put it into the rack here that I have. I'm gonna transfer this over as well to the rack. All right. So just keep on doing the same thing, repeat the process. Okay, I just want to show you how I lay it on my rack here. Definitely, if I have a larger rack, that would be better, but that's okay. And with the extra sauce, you can just brush them on top as well. But we're gonna do that as we go along as well. So I would say every 20 to 25 minutes, you want to just check if it's dry. If it's dry, we want to basically add more sauce on top. And I'm going to show you the process. Let's put it into the oven. All right, so I am going to put it into the oven right now. So this is going to be 350 degrees. My oven do have a convention baking. So we're going to put this in for 350. We're gonna do this for approximately an hour. So it's gonna be depending on your oven, okay? 45 to an hour, all right? And every 20 minutes interval, we are going to check and make sure the ribs are still moist on top. Okay, so let's take a look at our ribs here. So about 20 minutes. So definitely it's getting a little bit more on the dry side. So we definitely want to add some more sauce to it. So with a brush, and then we just brush the sauce on, coat it nicely. Again, if you ran out of the sauce, that's okay. You can always just get more, right? So just take it from the bottle and really need to dilute it. All right, so this is about 20 minutes. Definitely need to brush this on. And go again. All right, so after 1 hour, look how beautiful it is. We're gonna take this out and we're gonna let this rest for 15 minutes first. All right, so we are ready to cut it open and start plating. So I have a nice plate here, and obviously I am not gonna plate everything here because there's gonna be leftovers. We love leftovers. All right, so let's go ahead and take a slab of ribs here. Ooh, looks so nice. Okay. So you want to follow the ribs at an angle. So you don't cut into the bones. So that way, look how nice this is. And we can start plating. So I usually like to use a knife that has some teeth. So that way, when you cut it, it's just a lot easier to cut. Man, my mouth is watering already. I am hungry. You can kind of see the nice ribs. Very beautiful. Okay, so at the end of every episode, of course, I have to try on my ribs. Ooh, it does not look dry. Oh, by the way, a little bit different in terms of what I have, because at the Chinese takeout, they kind of make this ahead of time. And they put it in the freezer or they put it in the fridge. And they take them back out and they put it in the boiler again. And then they put the sauce again. So that's why when you buy it outside, you tend to have the side is also with the sauce, really all around it. And that's because they cut these pieces off already and then they just reapply and reheat it. They don't make fresh batch like what I'm doing right now. So when it's fresh, you see the, interior, it's gonna be raw like this. I mean, raw meaning, without the color, okay? Without the sauce color, okay? Not meaning, it's all cooked through, So I'm gonna bite into this. Oh my God, so good. Just marinate it for at least 5 to 6 hours is sufficient, and it's so good. I swear, you don't want to buy these ever again at your local Chinese takeout, because now you know how to make them. And if you really enjoyed this video, please go ahead and click the like button for me. This will help my YouTube algorithm, so then a lot more viewers like you at home can save a lot more money. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also, if you really enjoyed this episode, I would love to hear your success story if you were going to try it. And if you have tried it, what do you think about this recipe? Please put it in the comment below. And I will see you next time. And don't forget to subscribe. Bye.